Hi guys, good morning. I hope you are able to hear me. Can anyone please confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So if you can, if you, anyone can, anyone shares the screen so that we can see how we can set up the Python. Can anyone? Did anyone join with laptop? Or do you want me to continue the session?
Hi, sir.
Hi Pavitra, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, actually, what we need to install it is Jupyter, right?
First Python you need to install, then Anaconda you have to install.
Yeah, that was already installed in my laptop, sir.
Okay, so the path also is okay. Then it is fine.
Yeah. Previously, I'm using that one, so I already installed it.
Okay, that is fine then. Okay, so just give me a moment. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just taking my tea. I'm sorry, I'm back. Yeah, so in the last session, we started talking about Python and make sure everyone install Python and then only can do practice. So various ways are there, various options are there to practice Python. And from today, I'm going to take you through how we can use the Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook also we are going to see. The same thing, if you know how we can create a Databricks community edition, with the Databricks community edition also we can do it. We have a community edition. We don't need to pay anything. And if you have it, then we can also do practice there, and here also you can do it. So for a few sessions, I'm going to take you through here, and few sessions we'll see how we can do it from here also. So till now, we have seen assignment operators. So how we can do or how we can use the assignment operators, we have come across it. And then we have a comparison operators or relational operators. We already know about all these operators, if you remember. In our throughout our education, somewhere you can you may come across it, right? So equals, does not equal, greater than or equal to, less than and less than or equal to. So it's all depends on your requirement. You can choose the operators. So when I have a 10 equals to 10, then that is a true, that is going to return true. And if I say 10 greater than 20, it's a false, right? It's not a correct. And 10 less than 20 is true. So every condition is always going to return either true or false. So when the condition is satisfied, then it is going to return true, else it is going to return false. So that is what we are having as part of this comparison or relational operators. And across the places, we are going to come across how we can use these operators. And then we have a logical operators also is important wherever you go and write a conditions. Let's say if I have a condition is, let's say department number equals to 10. So here you're going to write the condition like this in Python. So this entire thing is one condition. If I have a one more condition, let's say for example, job equals to manager. Job equals to manager is another condition I have. When you have a multiple conditions, we already know about this stuff. We came across data factory, how we can use multiple conditions. And this is one condition. And this is another condition I'm having. So two conditions are there. When you have a two conditions, if you want to join these two conditions, we are going to use logical operators. So there are three different types of logical operators. We have logical AND operator, logical OR, and logical NOT. So three operators we are having it. Okay, so out of these three, we are going to use two logical operators to join the two conditions. Either logical AND operator or logical OR operator, we are going to use it. Okay, so how can we decide either logical AND or logical OR is if the business requirement demands to satisfy this condition as well as this condition, then your requirement is expecting to satisfy both of the conditions. So in that case, we are going to use logical AND operator. In that case, we are going to use logical AND operator. If the business requirement is not demanding to satisfy both of the conditions, or if the requirement demands to satisfy either one of the condition, either condition 1 or condition 2, then you can go for logical OR operator. You can go for logical OR operator. Okay, so every condition is always going to return either true or false. If any of the condition is satisfied, then logical OR returns true, else it returns false. Okay, so when you have a two conditions, condition 1 and condition 2, and if I have a logical OR operator, there are chances to fail both of the conditions. If both of the conditions are failed, that means F, then you're going to get a F. If both conditions are failed. If any one of them is satisfied, let's say this is failed, but this is satisfied, then your R is going to be satisfied because R is expecting any one of them should be satisfied. And there is a feasibility to satisfy the first condition, and there is a chances to fail the second condition. Then in that case also it is going to succeed it because you're expecting one of them is true. And condition 1 is true and condition 2 also is true, and your output also is going to get a true. So simply I wanted to say, if any one of the condition is satisfied between the two conditions, then definitely you are going to get the output. So that is what logical OR is saying. If all the conditions are satisfied, then logical AND returns true, else it is going to return false. So when you have a logical AND operator for this, logical AND, if any one of them is failed, then it is going to be failed. Here is one of them is failed. Here one of them is failed. Here only both are satisfied. So in that case, it is going to get a true. So logical AND operator and logical OR operator are very, very important for conditions. So whenever there is a multiple conditions, we always going to use the logical operators. To join the conditions, we are going to use it. Okay, so that is what I just wanted to say. This is not, that is fine. So logical NOT, let me say about the logical NOT. So logical NOT is, this is also is important because when you wanted to exclude any operator, then there is a chances to use the logical NOT operator. Let's say, for example, a greater than 10 and a equal to 20. A equal to 20 and a greater than 10. So then 20 greater than 10, it is true. So I wanted to say not in front of this. Then you can use not a greater than 10. Okay, so this is how we are going to have it, conditions. So not operator, you can exclude that particular value. Okay, so not is important in many places also. If you wanted to exclude any value, then you're going to use the logical not operator. I'm just taking you through here theoretically, but at the time of conditional statements, we'll see how we can write these conditions. Like we have a if statement, while, and for loop. So when I'm going to talk about them, you can see the conditions, how we can frame them. So next set of operators I'm having is identity operators. So identity operators are used to check is the value available or not. In SQL, maybe if you're aware of it, there is a is not null. Is not null, is null we have in SQL, if you're aware of it. The same to similar kind of operators there. So these are always going to return a true or false. So that means bool data type is going to be returned. So is and is not are the identity operators in Python. Is operator returns true if the operands are identical. So here, basically, the purpose of this is, let's say, for example, you're creating a one variable, a equals to 5. And memory is allocated. The name of the variable is a, and value is 5. Address is there here for this is like, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the address. And I'm just going to have a b variable. In b also I wanted to store 5. Then you're already having a 5. So b is going to point to the same address. So if address of the a and b is same, if address of the a and b is same, so when the address is going to be same is when the values are same. When the values are same, then it is going to say address is same. So if address is same, then it is going to return true. Address of a and address of a and address of b is same, then it is going to return true. So let me show you this one, and we'll come to here. My sessions are already up and running from yesterday onwards. Let's say a equals to 5 and b equals to 5. I wanted to find the address of before that a is b. I'm just printing a is b. If I execute, then you can see it is having true. I'll do one thing. Now you can see. So it is coming true here. A is B. So how can you say that is true is because if we say print of address of A, address of A, I wanted to say comma ID of A. The same way I wanted to get the address of B also. We can see the address of them. Both are same. If both are same, then it is going to give a true. Okay. Let's say for example, C equals to 10. Then I wanted to say here A is C. Then it is going to get a false because address of the C is different. Address of the C is different. You can see. So when the address is different, then it is going to return false. If the address is same, then it returns true. So address is going to be same only if the values are same. And same you can try for E is not. So you can see for this one, A is not C. You can give it. So then it is going to say let's execute again. Now this time it is going to say true because addresses are different. Okay, so you can try this one. I'll just give an explanation. You can try from your side. Name 1 equals to Bhaskar and name 2 is also Bhaskar, but you can see there is a first characters are different. So values are different. If you say name 1 is name 2, then both are not same. I think it is definitely it is a case sensitive. Let me verify to avoid confusion. Name 1 equals to Bhaskar. Name 2 equals to and print of name 1 is name 2. So because values are different. Okay, so that is you can try. And another thing is, so we are having operators here. I mean, sorry, there is a data type called collection data type. We are going to talk about it more in detail, but how we can use this list. So whatever is there in this braces will be treated as a list. So I'm just keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just saying this is A equals to and B equals to A. So in that case, what it is going to return, we'll see. So that means what I'm trying to do is this entire thing is going to be there in the variable A. And whatever is there in the A, that you're going to keep it in the B. And observe what it is going to return. A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And B equals to A. And print of, I'm just going to take a type of A to get the what type of data we're having. And ID of A is going to give the address of A. In the same way, I'm just going to get it for B also. So I'm just trying to print the B and type of B and ID of B. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep whatever is there in the A, I'm just keeping in the B. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get the ID of it and type of it. Okay, so type is important for us, but ID is not much important because we are not going to work as a Python developers. If you're working as a Python developer, then there are chances to have this kind of unit testing or this kind of fixes also to know what it is there. But for us, it's not required. Now I wanted to say what it is going to print for this one, and let's print one more thing here, that is print of A is B. Let's execute it. Print of A is B is true because values are same, right? Whatever the values are there here, that is same, and address of the value is also same. So because of that reason, we are getting is it true. Now we have a one more approach. The same thing, I'm just taking A equals to sum of the values and B equals to A dot copy. A dot copy, I'm just going to do it. We'll see what happens when you go for this. And P equals to A dot copy. Let me take the same thing. Let's execute it. Now you can see it. Okay, so from this place. So what it is saying? Print A is B. A is B false. The values are same, but addresses are different. Addresses are different. Okay, so A dot copy is going to copy and keep it in a separate place. Okay, so there is a technical term. I'll come across it somewhere. It is there. Swallow copy or copy and swallow copy. We'll talk about it when time comes. That is how it is going to behave. And in this particular place, I faced one of the interview question recently when I'm trying. Okay, so I gave the answer as expected. Okay, so what happens if I modify the value for A and B? So that means A is separate and B is separate now. So they have given A of 0 is 100 and B of 1 is 200, something like that. So how this is going to be affected? We'll see about list operations. So when you see the list operations, then you can understand how we can read the data from the list very soon. You can just try for this one, A equal to B, A equal to 10 and B equal to 15. A is not B. What it is giving, we just try. And then finally we have a membership operators. We already done, right? Okay, that is not in. So membership operators are there apart from the identity operators. So in and not in. Okay, so here I'm just going to take a name. So name equals to Bhaskar and A is in name. So I'm just trying to find A in Bhaskar. So A is available here. A is available. So the value of this is true. And if you see here, the list I have specified list 10, 30, 2, 3, 2, 5. I'm just trying to find a 30 in the list. It is available, so it returns true. So we are going to use this in operator wherever you're going to iterate the list of items. So list of items means when you have a list of items, you have to loop through. If you remember in Data Factory, we came across for each activity. So here we are going to have a for loop. So that is the only difference, except that it is very much similar. Okay, so 50 is not in list. So 50 is not available here. Okay, and before going to the loops, I mean conditions, before going to the conditions, I wanted to talk you how can we do the typecasting. Okay, how can we do the typecasting? Let's talk about it, and then we'll talk about the conditions, how we can specify the conditions. So typecasting means you are going to convert a data type from one type to another type. We're going to convert the data types, right? So we already know about the fundamental data types. So this is important for us when we are going to work with the especially RDDs. We are going to talk about RDD, resilient distributed data set. In that particular place, we are going to use the type conversion, and even if we go for data frame also, there are chances to change the data types also. So we have a various ways are there. How we can do it in a Python, and how we can do it in a data frame. Data frame is having a Spark SQL module. So a SQL module is there to change the data types. We'll see that. In order to change the data type, the way we are having a data type, I mean, we have an integer data type and float data type, and we have a string data type. For every data type, we have a int function to change the anything from anything to integer, and from anything to float, and from anything to str, we have a functions also. So that is what I'm just keeping here. So it is used to convert into integer data type, float is used to convert into float type, and str into string type. So here I'm just declaring a variable. Even when you go through this points also you can understand. So I'm just saying a equals to 10.5. And if you want to convert it into integer, then you can convert by using this int function. Okay. A equals to 10.5 print of a comma type of a. So I can see here float type. This is a float type. I wanted to convert into integer data type. Convert into int. So int of a. The result you can keep it in a b equals to. Now I can print b comma type of b. So I'm just trying to print what is there inside the b, what type of data it is available. Now you can see 10 is an integer data type. This decimal places was ignored. So it is going to take the integer part only when you convert the numbers, when you convert the float into int. In the same way, we can convert this into string. So I'm just going to say c equals to str of a. Then this result is there in a C, and print of C comma type of C. So this is a number. Basically this 10.5 is a number that you know it. But I'm just treating that as a string. So when you keep the number in a single quote or in a double quote, this will be treated as a string only. Right? So that is what it is saying. 10.5 for first print statement, it is giving a float data type, and after converting, it is giving as a integer data type. And here, once you convert into text, you have a str. Okay, so you can convert from one type to another type. Okay, from one type to another type, we can do it. So that is what the note is having. Okay, so you can try rest of them. So converting from bool data type to integer data type. C equal to true, and you can see that bool data type. And when you convert it into int of C, because C is there, C is having true, right? If you wanted to convert it, then what happens is it is going to it is going to have a 1 when you convert this true into integer. X equals to true, print x comma type of x. I'm just converting into int. And y equals to int of x, print of x comma type of x. I'm just giving a empty print statement. You can see here. So true is coming when it is printed here. Not print of x, this is y. Now you can see true is converted into 1 because I already told you true will be treated as a 1. True will be treated as a 1. And now I wanted to declare a text value. Let's convert all the text values into numbers. I'm just saying s equals to 1, 2, 3. Print of s comma type of s. Now you're having a text. I'm just giving a empty print to have a line space so that you can have a differentiation. Now I wanted to convert into integer. In place of, I'll come across it. Let's say, for example, I wanted to say p equals to str of s. Sorry, int of s. Now I'm just going to say print p comma type of p. When I execute it, so it is converted into integer. Previously it was a text. Now it is an integer. But if you have a ABC here, is that possible? Not going to be possible. If the text is pointing or if the text is representing as a number, then you can convert into integer. So otherwise you cannot convert it. Okay, so you have to think about it. So conditions, it is going to change the data type only if text represents number. So since it is representing here ABC, then it is not going to work. So it has to be a number, then it is going to work for you. So that is what I'm having here. And if you want to convert into float, then I can convert into float here. Let's say, yeah, convert into float. And let's say Q equals to float of S. Print of Q comma type of Q is going to be treated as a float. 123.0. And if you convert this into bool data type, then it is going to get a true. Convert to bool. T equals to bool of S. Print of T comma type of T. So what it is giving? True, because it is having a positive number. If I have a negative number, then it is going to be treated as a, even negative number is also giving same. Let me make this as a 0. Okay, so 0 also is the same. That is fine. So it is going to show as a true if there is some number. Because it is taking it, we are converting from text, right? It is not from the number. So if that is the case, even if you pass a number, that is a text. If it is a text, then it is going to return true if you use the bool function. So this is how we are having a data type conversion. From one type to other type, we can convert it. Okay. You just go through them and try to take like just try for practicing. Specify first integer. Okay, so let me say in this way. Specify integer data type. From integer, just to change it to float, and change it to str, change it to bool. This is one. And second time you can try, take a float. From the float you can take a int. From the float you can take it to str. From the float you can take it into bool. Something like this. So if you declare with one data type and convert into all three data types. So this is about the type conversion. And one more conversion. Oh my God. So one more I wanted to say, that is list. So there is a function called list. So list function also will be used to convert into list. And tuple also, we have a tuple function. The tuple will be used to convert into tuple. Like we have a int function to convert into int, float to convert into float, something like this. We have a list function and tuple function. We'll see how we can use them as part of the Databricks. Okay, is everyone clear as of now? Any question? Okay. So let me talk about strings. How we are going to handle the strings. Why I'm concentrating on the strings is, when you go for unstructured data, we are going to have a strings only, right? Unstructured data. A text which is not having any delimiter. A plain text. Your messages are unstructured data. And your emails are unstructured data. Your feedback is unstructured data. So like this, there is many things are there in the unstructured data. So how we are going to handle that, I'm just going to explain about it so that you can understand. And there are many things which are not much more important for you, but let me take you through. For Python point of view, it is okay. But when you go for Databricks point of view, we don't take input from the application. So we are going to take it in a different way. So there is a concept called widgets in the Databricks. We are going to talk about it. This is very important. And in Python, we have an input in order to take the input, or in order to take the data from outside. So we are going to see in input function and indexing. This is important for me. Indexing and slicing. If I have a data and if I wanted to get the part of the text, how we can get the part of the text with the help of indexing or slicing. And then we'll talk about the string methods. If you can understand this, then understanding the list, understanding the tuple is much more easier for you. Okay, so input will be used to enter a value by the user. Okay, so user here means you are a developer. In our case, we are the users. Okay. So enter a value, I'm just taking. That value is going to be stored in the A. Again, I'm saying this is not going to be useful for us. Taking a value from outside is not going to be useful for us. For just sake of knowledge, I'm going to take you through. Enter a value to enter the value. Okay, so once I hit an enter, then it is going to ask you to enter the value. So that value you are going to pass here. Okay, so let me show you. I think just that string methods. Okay. Basically, this is a Jupyter notebook. Okay, so if you install Jupyter, if you know how we can set up it, then you can do practice directly here. And in order to get this Jupyter, you have to install first Python. Okay, and Anaconda. Anaconda spelling, I'm not sure. Okay, so Anaconda distribution you have to install. If you install it, then Jupyter is going to get. Apart from that, you're also going to get the Spider. Spider also will get it. So that is what I'm just showing here. Okay, so either one of them you can use it. So just try to look it. If you're not able to set up it, let me know, and Sunday we'll work on it. Already Pavitra Pavitra is already having set up. Okay, so if you want to can take a help from her if she is available. Indexing and slicing we'll see. And now when I execute this one, it is going to ask you to enter a value. Just observe, I'm just going to say shift enter. So when I say shift enter, it is asking enter a value. I'm just going to say 20 and hit enter. Then value you're printing value is 20. Okay, so whatever you entered, that is 20 here, it is printing. And print type of what you entered. I entered 20, right? But I wanted to see what type of value it is. When you entered a 20, it is a number, but it is going to take as a text. This input is always going to be taken as a text only. So once it is having a text, if you want to convert into different data type, then you have to use the conversion functions to convert it. Let's execute and see the result here. You can see what type of data you're having for 20. And I'm just trying to enter a name and storing inside the variable. Let's say Bhaskar, hit enter. Now name is stored inside this one, inside the variable. Now if you see what type of value it is, 100% it is a text only. Now I'm just trying to enter a age. And I wanted to say what is the value you entered and what type of data you're having. That is also is a. Now this time, why it is integer? Yeah, because we converted it here. You can see. So at the time of taking input itself, I'm using a type conversion function. We already seen how we can convert from one type to another type. It is coming as a text value. This text is converting into integer. Then it is assigning it to here. So when you see the value of that age and type of age, we are getting class into integer data type. So that is how it is having it. The same to same here also. Enter your age, same. I don't know. 2 times I copied. And let's talk about string concatenation. How can you concatenate your string values? How can you concatenate your string values? So this you can easily understand. Basically, plus will be treated as a concatenate operator. When I have a number plus number, then it is going to behave as an addition. If any one of them is not a number, okay, so text plus text is going to, in that case, it is going to be treated as concatenate operator. It is going to be treated as concatenate operator. So I'm just taking a name here, Bhaskar in double quote, Goneganla in double quote. When you use this plus symbol, it is going to concatenate them and it presents a value. So without space, it is going to get, if you want to get a space, then you can give a space here, or basically we don't give here. We are going to take as a separate string. So this is text 1 and this is text 2 and this is text 3. You're concatenating multiple text values. So n number of texts. How many texts are there? 3 texts are there. So 3 minus 1 operators are required. That means n minus 1 concatenate operators are required in order to join it, in order to concatenate it. In SQL Server, we have a concatenate operator is plus only. In Data Factory, how can you do it? How did we do concatenation of text value? Can anyone give the answer?
Concatenate function.
Yes. There is a function called concat function. Using that, we have done it. Okay, so just observe here how this are going to behave. Let's execute it, and you can see without space, and here it is going to give a with space, and here it is going to give a Bhaskar 10. But since it is having a number, so text plus number is going to be failed. If you wanted to concatenate it, we need to change this into text to date type. That means str of 10, if we give it, then it is going to join it. Okay, so this is the error. Now you can see I'm just keeping it inside the double quote, then it is going to work. This is one way, or you can use the str function to convert it. So both are giving same result. So just observe what it is doing here. I'm just taking an input, enter your name. So name will be entered. And then enter your age. And the age will be stored inside this. Both are text values only. So here I'm just taking hello, Bhaskar, your age is something like this, it is going to get it. So as many text values as you want to concatenate, you can concatenate directly in the print statement also. Okay, so we have various options are there to print it. Let's execute it and see. Now you can see. Let's execute it. We can see. Okay, so this entire result, we can keep it in one place and we can take it, but you can print it only for printing purpose. How you can use the print statements. Okay, so to define the experience, we have a starting. This is not a problem. You can just have a look on it. How many years of experience you're having in a company? For that reason, you can specify. You can specify here. This is also is not important. The important thing from here, it is going to start for the text indexing. So I'm just taking data engineering is the text value. Data engineering is the text value. When you use the print of s, this data engineering is going to print it. So there is a function, alien function, to find the total length of the text. Wherever you go, the function name is more or less same. Even if you go for ADF also, we have a function same length or alien function. Even in SQL also we have it. Okay, so this alien function will be used to get the complete length of the text. I've given here a comment. Okay, so I'm just going to take an example and let me explain about it. So data engineering, S is having, so I wanted to get first character. How this is going to have is data so something like this, it is going to be there, right? So the index starts from the 0 in Python, in the Databricks or in the PySpark. So the index is going to start from the 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So this is positive index. And we are also going to have a negative index. -1, -2, -3, and so on.
Sir,
So this,
what about space?
yeah, space also is there. I'm sorry. Okay, so otherwise, I'll tell you how can we take it. Okay, so it's a good point. The space also you have to consider it. Okay, so what I'll do is let me. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. And if I wanted to get only D, I can get only D also. Okay. So if you want to get in a SQL, there is a function called substring function. Or there is a function called left function. So these two functions will be used to get it. Even in the Databricks, in the data factory also, we have a substring function to get it. But here we don't need to write like that. So I wanted to get the first character of text. Then you can specify the indexing is going to be specified index position, your S, and index position you can specify here. So I need a first character D only. Then you can say S of 0. S of 0 is going to give the answer for it. Just observe. I'm just saying here S of 0. Let's execute it. We're getting D only. And if I say 2, then what is the 2 value? T. You're going to get the T. I wanted to get the N, that is 6. You can specify the 6 here. You can specify the 6. Okay, so whatever the character you wanted to get, you can use the index position. And I wanted to get the G, last character. Then you can say 15. And easiest way is you can say -1 because we are not sure how many number of characters are there in a text. For everything, it is going to get by passing, like if I say -1 negative index, then it is going to get the G only here. So index position is very, very important for us. When we are going to deal with the RDD, resilient distributed data set, in that case, it is very, very important. Okay. So that is how it is going to be there. And if you need any character, any position, then you have to give a position by using this indexing. We can use the positive index and we can use the negative index. So just keep in mind when you come across the RDD, then you can see the importance of the indexing. And if you want to get data, then how you are going to get it? Okay, so you have to use the slicing, not indexing. So slicing means you are going to specify starting index and ending index, extracting multiple characters. Here what it is saying, extracting a single value or single character in a string, we can use the indexing. But if you want to get multiple characters, then you have to use the slicing. You can specify the starting index and ending index, and step also you can specify if you wanted to have any pattern. So same data engineering I have taken here. So I wanted to get a data here. Let's say S of starting is 0 and ending is what? I'm just taking a 3. What happens? You just observe. If I take up to 3, then it is getting that. So what happens is basically you have to say upper bound -1. You have to take it. Okay, so upper bound, if you keep 4, then -1 automatically it will take. So you have to keep 4 here. So always this is the starting index and this is the ending index. So ending index is always going to be -1. Now it is going to give a correct result if we give 4 here. 0 to 4. So that is going to give a data. So if you wanted to take the engineering, then how we can specify is save S. So starting index is 5 colon and ending index is 15. Just observe. If required, you can change it. See, G is missing because you have to give one more. This is how you're going to give it. And you can also take a negative index also. And I wanted to reverse this text. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to say here, the same result you can get it. You don't need to specify starting index, automatically it is going to take the starting index. Here you don't need to specify ending index, automatically it is going to take it. Okay, so if I wanted to go for S of colon -1, you're going to get the negative string. Reversed string it is going to get. Sometimes they will give a task and they will ask you, how can you reverse it? How can you reverse the string? It's very simple. With slicing, you can do it. With slicing, you can do it. You don't need to write a function. Okay, so and tomorrow I'm going to talk about string methods and we'll see little more details about it. Then we're going to talk about the conditional statements. Okay, any question guys before stopping?
So can you update these notes in the
Yeah, today I will do it guys. So basically I joined one new company yesterday, so I was busy. I'll try to do it by today end of the day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But recording will be available. Only this note I'll make it available by today end of the day.
Okay, sir.
Okay then. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.